SpaceX is about to fly a brand new engine design for the first time ever, and they are not trying to reach orbit. They are treating the entire launch as a data collection exercise. For anyone building products, this is a philosophy worth understanding deeply. SpaceX is pushing Starship to the edge of possibility again. The latest flight, scheduled for tonight, marks the third version of the vehicle and its engine. But here's what most people miss. The company is not chasing a perfect orbital launch. They are treating each test as a data dump. This is a fundamentally different mindset from traditional aerospace engineering, where years are spent ensuring a single launch succeeds. SpaceX flips that on its head. They accept that the vehicle might fail, might explode, might not reach its target. What matters is that the sensors capture everything. Every temperature reading, every vibration pattern, every pressure fluctuation. The flight itself is secondary. The data is the product. This reframing is powerful because it removes the paralyzing fear of failure and replaces it with a relentless hunger for information. The rocket is just a very expensive sensor platform. Test Flight 13 is a textbook example of a lean experiment. Starship's new Raptor V3 engine, a brand new design, will be fired for the first time in flight. Think about that. They are putting an untested engine on a rocket and launching it. In traditional engineering, you would test an engine on the ground for months before ever bolting it to a vehicle. SpaceX compresses that timeline dramatically. The data collected from this single flight will inform the next design cycle immediately. The same principle applies whether you're building software, hardware, or content. Release a minimum viable version, observe how it behaves in real conditions, adjust based on what you learn, and repeat. The key insight is that ground testing can only simulate so much. Real-world conditions reveal failure modes you never anticipated. By flying early, SpaceX discovers problems that months of ground testing would have missed entirely. What does this mean for founders, specifically in emerging markets like Morocco? The market rewards speed. Investors and consumers alike expect rapid delivery. If you can reduce your iteration time from months to weeks, you gain a competitive edge over every competitor still operating on traditional timelines. Think about what happens when you ship fast. You get real user feedback sooner. You discover what features actually matter versus what you assumed mattered. You waste less money building things nobody wants. The critical infrastructure here is telemetry-style monitoring. Set up metrics for every feature you ship. Track them in real time. Build dashboards that show you exactly how users interact with your product. And then pivot when the data says so, not when your gut says so. The difference between a fast company and a reckless company is whether you have the instrumentation to learn from each release. Another takeaway is the importance of risk calibration. SpaceX accepts calculated risk because the payoff is huge. They are not reckless. They calculate what they can afford to lose and push exactly to that boundary. In your startup, you need to identify high-impact experiments you can afford to fail. Not every test should be high risk. Most should be safe, incremental improvements. But a small number should be bold bets with significant upside. Allocate a small budget for these tests. Treat failures as data points, not roadblocks. When a Raptor engine fails on the test stand, SpaceX engineers do not panic. They pull the data, find a root cause, and redesign. The same mental model works for product teams. If a new feature flops, that is not a disaster. It is a data point that narrows your search space. You now know one more thing that does not work, and that knowledge is valuable. Starship's hot staging upgrade demonstrates how a single change can unlock entirely new capabilities. Hot staging means the upper stage engine fires while the lower stage is still attached and separating. This is a relatively small mechanical change, but it unlocks significant performance gains because it eliminates the dead time during separation where the rocket loses momentum. Similarly, a small tweak in your product can open up entirely new market segments. Adding a new API endpoint might seem minor, but it could enable an entire ecosystem of third-party integrations. Redesigning a UI element might seem cosmetic, but it could dramatically reduce onboarding friction for a customer segment that previously struggled. The lesson is to look for high-leverage changes. These are modifications that are small in effort, but large in impact. You find them by understanding your system deeply and identifying the bottlenecks that constrain everything else. The Starship flight will produce millions of telemetry points. That volume of data is a goldmine for AI and analytics. SpaceX does not just store this data. They use it to train models, discover patterns, and predict failures before they happen. The same way SpaceX uses telemetry to predict engine performance, you can predict user churn or product bugs. If you are collecting data from your product, and you should be, the question is whether you're using it proactively or reactively. Reactive teams look at data after something breaks. Proactive teams build models that flag anomalies before users even notice. This requires investment in data infrastructure and analytical talent, but the payoff is substantial. You shift from firefighting to prevention. You start seeing patterns across users that no individual human would spot. The companies that win in the next decade will be the ones that treat their telemetry data the way SpaceX treats theirs. Watch for the post-flight data SpaceX releases in the days after this launch. The speed at which they iterate on Raptor V3 will tell you everything about their trajectory. Apply the same lens to your own product cycles.